I'll speak specifically with respect to DoPT, working only to conclude what came out of the discussion today. Broadly, we have three functions to do. One is to train our human resources, and Chavi spoke very well on what they are already doing by using AI and what more can be done by curating the courses, making them available much faster, and also basically using the technology to come up with a very cost-efficient courses developed in a very short time. The other work that DoPT does is looks at the policies, keeps changing them, and also applies them for various solutions to human resource management. Now, this is one very difficult area where I think use of AI can be very useful also, but it would definitely require much more institutionalized arrangement rather than this piecemeal tool usage, which would be more of a personalized kind of thing. And the third thing that probably DoPT does is look at the data available with us with respect to human resource management and use that for efficient utilization of the manpower that we have through various postings, deployments, deputations, promotions and all that. Now, I would prefer that instead of knowing a few tools and then once in a while using them, let's have an institutionalized arrangement where people start using them as a part. For example, e-office. It uses some technology and it is not a discretion for me whether I have to use it or not. So something like that has to be there, which becomes part of the ecosystem that we are in. If we don't do that, then what will happen is it will be like because especially departments like DoPT are not creative departments. So some people will creatively use for data analysis or something, but overall the usage will be very less, and the benefits that we can get out of this AI revolution would not be optimum in my opinion. So I think we should collectively work at some institutionalized solutions. The clues are given by use. For example, notebook learning models and those kind of things, which can maintain the confidentiality also. Today, I am afraid of using ChatGPT by uploading a document which I have to review, because I know that if I review it and then I further put in my comments, they'll all get uploaded into a general cloud, which would not be very good for my working. So I have to have an ecosystem within DoPT. Although my policy documents are in public domain, but their analysis, their various models that I develop, their usage and all that, till I reach a final outcome which can be placed in public domain, has to be confidential. So I think the first step should be that we should have that ecosystem here. The second step, or maybe it can precede that, which is a low-hanging fruit, as Secretary Ma'am very well said, we receive so many queries for something which is very obvious to us, because we have been working on that, and so we know that this is how this policy is to be applied. But people who are not as attuned to that kind of policy decision would be finding it difficult to understand that how it is to be applied. So can we have those chatbot kinds of arrangement where people would get the answers to their queries there itself, and would not need to come to DoPT, and DoPT would be the last stage where suppose they want some assurance that if this applies to be filed in the court or something, then we are very sure about it. Otherwise, minor queries related to our policy applications should be done through the chatbot arrangement. We already have moved a little bit in that direction, but that's very nascent. What we did was, initially we used to have FAQs. Now we have converted those FAQs into electronic response kind of thing. Now that can be probably developed into a full-blown intelligent system where you put in a query related to whatever personal policies that are of your interest, and you get answers. And then you keep asking more and more questions, and your answer gets more and more. As you said, Dr. Deep said, that the first response is probably not that satisfactory. So the system should be able to improve on its response, and it should also be able to collectively learn, as large learning models do, that the more questions are asked, and more answers are accepted based on the feedback. For example, at the end of a response, you can ask whether this answer was satisfactory or not. If he says yes, then it goes into the database as an outcome which can be used in future. So that's how the machine becomes more and more intelligent, and therefore it can be. So this is one area I think we should start working on immediately. The second is the decision support system, which would definitely require a cloud-based model, which will be restricted to DoPT, where internally within our teams we should be able to discuss on the various problems and issues and come up with a decision support system, which should be inbuilt into our file system or maybe the response system that we work on. I think most of the tools that we are using here, most of the portals that we are using here are NIC built. So try to find out that how AI can be integrated into those portals to make our life easier and to make it very natural for us to start using AI without actually making any extra effort. So with this I would like to conclude, and once again thank you everybody for your